I want to talk now about the latissimus dorsi, which is your back muscle. So that's typically this muscle that we're going to talk about right now. That's your fan-shaped muscle on the side of your body. Whenever the responsibility of that exercise is pulling things toward you. So whether you're pulling it from any angle, whether it's straight up over your head, you're pulling it down like a lat pull down or a pull up, a row where you're pulling it here, or an upright row where you're bent over, a bent over upright row, that's this. Anytime you're pulling closer to your body, that's going to be this muscle responsible for that. In addition to that, we're also working our biceps on basically all those exercises as well. So that's something to think about too when you're putting a program together. When do I want to do biceps? Because if I'm doing back, I'm also doing biceps. So you don't necessarily have to focus on your biceps so much on back day because you're already using your biceps on a back day. So focus on the larger muscle and you'll get that smaller muscle as well. All right, so a couple of the exercises we're going to show you on this are typical boot camp exercises that we do in boot camp. So one of the first ones, first of all, I got my bands hooked onto a wall. And on the first one I'm going to do is a row. So a row, my palms are up, palms are facing each other, thumbs are up, and I'm going to pull straight back. The starting position is thumbs touching my rib cage. So I want to be touching that rib cage. I want to have tension on the muscle. When my arms go out straight, I want to make sure I keep that slight bend in the elbow. I don't want to see those shoulders or arms go out straight and see those shoulders roll forward, because now I'm recruiting other muscles outside of the lats to do that exercise. So specifically your trapezius. So my trapezius starts to get the exercise moving, and now my lats don't take over until momentum ceases and the lats can then take over. So I want to keep those shoulders back, thumbs touch your ribs, down, pull, slight bend in that elbow all the way back. If I want extra tension, all I have to do is back up, and that adds a little bit of extra tension. So again, when my when my lats are being worked, I'm also working that bicep. Don't forget that. Additionally, another exercise to do is called a lat pull down. So if I'm going to bend over here, I'm going to pull back. I want those thumbs touching my shoulders, my elbows on the same plane as my shoulders, my elbows, and my hands are all on the same plane. A lot of times, again, people are going to pick that elbow up like that. That's where you start recruiting that rotator cuff, and we don't want to recruit the rotator cuff in this exercise because this is such a bigger muscle, we're having heavier weight. So the rotator cuff is such a small muscle, you're trying to lift a big weight with a small muscle, and that's just a recipe for disaster and injury. So I want to make sure I stop right here and I don't rotate over like that. So if my elbows are up high, I know they're trying to pull back too far and they're recruiting their rotator cuff, and that's just bad news. So I want to pull straight back, stop there, come back out, straight back, stop there. Thumbs are touching my ribs every single time, or thumbs are touching my shoulders every single time. Straight back like that. When I go out, again, keep that slight bend in the elbow. Again, we're also working that bicep. Now, the third exercise is called a lat pullover. So with a band, I'm going to bring those feet together now on this one, and I'm going to pull back. The start position is the band touching my shoulder. I don't want to start above my shoulder because it pulls me forward, and I don't want to start down here because I'm not coming up high enough and going through the fullest range of motion. I want to start right there with the bands next to my shoulder. I want to come down, stop at my toes, and then come back up. Stop at the toes, come back up. Stop at the toes, come back up. Now for this exercise, we're not using our biceps because we're not bending our arm. But now we're recruiting our triceps. And we're not actually working the triceps, we're using the triceps. So this is an isometric contraction for the triceps because the arm isn't moving. The weight wants to pull it forward and bend it, but I'm not letting it because I'm isometrically contracting that tricep. So the exercise is here, triceps are working all the way back, down, up, down, and up. That's the three main exercises we do for the back.